Hey there, if you've been leaving white space in your calendar, yet you find yourself consistently day after day, week after week going, all I did was run around crazy and I don't feel like I lived any white space. Today, I'm going to be breaking down exactly why your white space is never doing for you what you thought it's going to do. My name is Megan Sumrell. I'm a time management and planning expert for women, and I'm on a mission to bring work life harmony into homes all over the world through all things time management, organization, and productivity. Now, one of the biggest mistakes that I see women and men making when it comes to creating a plan, either for their day or their week, is that they aren't understanding the purpose of white space and the right way to do it. So first, let's define what do I mean by white space. What I'm talking about here is you look at your calendar for the day. You might see you have meetings, you blocked off time to do important focus work, and then you have little openings where you don't have anything specifically planned. That's what I mean by white space. All right. And it's called that because usually if you're planning on a piece of paper, the paper is white. And so it's an area where you don't have any commitments. You haven't made any plans for how to use that time. And almost every planning and productivity expert that, I listen to or I've read books on always are talking about the importance of having white space in your calendar. And I couldn't agree more. But the problem is they're not fundamentally supporting the purpose of white space and the right way to plan it and what it actually means. So I want to break down here for you the reason why you are leaving white space, but you're still not having any breathing room, and then help you understand what to fix when it comes to your planning. Now, when we think about white space, the way I'm defining it, it truly means that there is an opening on your calendar where you just get to do whatever you feel like. You get to breathe. You get to stand up and stretch your legs. Maybe you're like, you know what? I'm going to go read another chapter of that book that I'm reading. So the way I'm defining white space is truly an opportunity to do whatever. There's no planned intention in that space. And we all need this every single day. If you have every single minute of your day blocked for something productive, this is why you are burning out. Even if you're like, but Megan, I leave little 30-minute things throughout the day, but I never get to use it to just do nothing. Here's why. For most people, three things are actually consuming their white space. The first one is what a lot of people refer to as buffer time. Right. So people will, and I've seen people teach this, and I want to tell you the right way to do it because most people are teaching it the wrong way. They might teach you, okay, go ahead and block time on your calendar to work on that task for an hour, and then leave 30 minutes of white space before your next appointment so that if you need a little bit more time, you have it. That's called buffer time, meaning you're recognizing you don't know the exact amount of time it's going to take, and it might take more. Well, if you are leaving white space for that, 99% of the time, you're going to end up consuming it for true buffer time, right? Meaning, hey, this took longer than I thought. So in this scenario, if you are wondering, all right, I'm going to plan for an hour, it could be an hour and a half, on your calendar, you should be protecting the full hour and a half. Include that in the estimate of time. So buffer time should be built into your planning, not white space. White space is not buffer time. Now, the second reason or the second thing that's consuming your white space is pop-up tasks, right? At the start of every day, we already know stuff's going to be coming up that I don't know about that I'm going to have to figure out how to get it done. So if you have little pockets of white space on your calendar, well, of course, they're going to be consumed by other requests for your time. This is why one of the fundamental things I teach in my planning approach is that we actually protect time on our calendar for pop-up tasks. It's not white space. It's an acknowledgement of that. I call this planning for uncertainty, and I teach people how to create what their uncertainty balance is. So again, pop-up tasks are not being consumed by your white space. If you're not planning for those pop-up tasks, all of your white space is going to go to them. Now, the third thing that's eating up all of your white space is that people are saying, okay, well, I've got pockets of white space. This means I'm going to have time for myself. I'm going to have some personal time. I'm going to have time for reflection or meditation or journaling or whatever your personal time looks like. But as we all know, If you're using that strategy, you will never have personal time, right? Because it's gonna be consumed by things that you're feeling like you should do. So the solution to that is that you actually protect time on your calendar for personal time. Like one of the things I do just for me most days is I practice my cello for about a half an hour. That's not white space. It's an appointment on my calendar with myself, protecting that time to ensure that it doesn't get eaten up by other stuff. So instead of just leaving white space and allowing buffer time, pop up tasks, and personal time to consume it all, instead, you need to learn how to plan in a way where you are protecting time on your calendar for specifically buffer time, protecting time on your calendar for those pop up tasks. Again, this is what I call learning how to plan for uncertainty. And you need to have specific time on your calendar for personal time. Once all those 3 things are in there, then yes, you're still gonna have pockets of white space. So when I have true white space on my calendar, that is an opportunity for me to take a beat, to rest, to reflect, maybe go outside for 15 minutes with my dogs, maybe just read a book. Again, you might be in the zone and decide that you want to jump ahead on some other tasks. The whole point is nothing is pulling at you. There's nothing you should be doing. It is time for you in the moment to truly determine how you want to spend it. So I hope that you found this helpful. If you are on a journey to improve all things time management, organization, and productivity, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to this channel while you're here. I produce new content for you every single week.